What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for day number 3 of our HeroClix unboxing series for the brand new HeroClix set, Black Panther. That's right, if you missed day 1 and 2, please go back, watch them, and then catch up with us. We will press pause on our lives until you rejoin. All right, welcome back. For those of you that have been with me, you have already seen some really cool figures opened up, heroes and villains. We've seen some new things called deity bases. We've had a couple of gods that I did not expect, and Thor and Ares. We've had, of course, a lot of allies of Wakanda, a lot of allies of the Black Panther himself, family members, etc., key advisors. We've seen an alternate version of Black Panther in the Vibranium Man, and we've seen some villains, some unexpected, some expected. Claw, expected. Plunderer, not so much, but still very cool that this set is surprising even me. I spend a lot of time when we do these series just in the back of my head just going through who could be in this set, who could be in this set, who is going to be in this set, and I'm so often very, very wrong, and I am pleasantly surprised and also very happy to say I have been, seeing the unexpected for even me in this set, and I hope it is the same for you. The set releases on October the 30th, so check your local gaming stores and comic shops and see both when they will be getting their product in hand and when the pre-release will be happening. We are shooting these so far ahead of time, I don't actually have dates for the pre-release yet. However, a way you can get your hands on these pieces early is to bid on this entire unboxing series lot over on the Auxit app by joining the HeroClix Cafe. I will be auctioning this entire thing, every piece that I open up, including the play-at-home kits, the legacy card, etc., super rares, primes. No primes yet, no primes. Super rares, primes, chases. No chases yet, but hopefully if I pull that stuff, you will be able to bid on it through that Auxit app and raise money for the Huntington's Disease Society of America. If you're a member of our community already, you've probably heard of H4H, the HeroClix for Huntington's foundation that we've put together that sends every single cent we ever make to a very, very worthy charity in the Huntington's Disease Society of America. So we'll be doing the same thing with this set. So I don't know when the pre-release is, but throughout the week, as you're watching these videos, you will be able to bid on that auction item. And the Monday following the end of the unboxing series, I will mail them out to you. Our last winner, Ryan Redman, got his within 3 days of the unboxing series happened. So, and I'm more than happy to sign anything you guys would like. So anyway, keep your eyes peeled for that. That's a good way to get your hands on some of these pieces early. The other way, call your shops, figure out when the pre-release will be happening, and get yourself some. All right, without further ado, let's get into boosters number 5 and 6. Let's see who we got today. Oh, somebody very unexpected. Wow, okay. Did not expect to see him here. Somebody I did expect and I've been hoping for is Hunter. That is Black Panther's adopted brother, otherwise known as the White Wolf, who I voiced actually in Black Panther's Journey, the cartoon series that fell under the Avengers cartoon banner. There we've got M'Baku, somebody I also expected to see. Somebody I did not expect to see was Miles Morales Spider-Man, in a very cool sculpt, I do have to say. The last two pieces that we pulled today are actually pieces that we have already seen. We have the Wakandan scientist, generic, and Phil Coulson, who we pulled on day 1, of course, out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The comic, prior to that, of course, you would know him from the Avengers in the MCU. So I'm going to pull these guys back. I'll put Coulson over there by himself. So we've got 3 pieces to look at right now. But fret not, we still have 2 fresh pieces that we know we have not seen yet in this play-at-home kit we will be opening at the end of today's video here on this wonderful Wednesday. I hope the hump day is going well for everybody. You know, what I got in my cups today? I've got some water. All right. Stay hydrated, everybody, and I'm still hopped up on coffee. I've pretty much finished my thermos now by day number 3. Timmy Hortons, get at me. Maple walnut, nothing better. Okay, we'll take a look at White Wolf, at Spider-Man, and M'Baku. Oh, and look what I pulled, guys. Oh, I can't even show you. I say look, but I can't really, I don't want to spoil the entire set. When I do this unboxing series, it's really meant just to give you a glimpse and get you excited and get myself excited, really, honestly. That's why I do these things. You know, I get so hyped up about this. I have the complete checklist here. And on the back, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are those all chases? Oh, there's 10 chases in this set. There are 10 chases. Okay, so we saw on the side 4 of them confirmed. There are still 6 more chases. So on the side of the box, we have Storm at the top, the Harami Yao, as they call her in Wakanda, the goddess of storms. We've got Loki, we've got Bast, and we've got Intergalactic Killmonger, joined with a symbiote in the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda storyline written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Oh man, that is such a cool thing. Yeah, you've got, I'll have to explain it if we pull it or if we pull any other pieces or maybe later towards the end of the unboxing series. But outside of those 4 chases, which are confirmed, there are 6 more that I just saw on the back of this checklist. I'm sorry, guys. I know you want me to show it to you so bad. But no, everybody else has space to spoil things. I don't want to be the one that's spoiling everything for you guys. I want you to have some joy in finding some of this stuff out for yourself or for others to unbox as well. So, all right, let's take a look at White Wolf first. I loved voicing Hunter in the TV show. He was much different in the show than he is in the comics. We'll get into that in just a moment. He's set number 8, Wakanda, animal, monster, ruler, soldier, spy. Defending Wakanda from exile. Stop. Battle Fury. Okay. On the back, nothing there. Nothing there. Invisible, just like he can turn. It almost looks like he's in stealth on the back of the card there. That's actually kind of cool, which is, you know, one of his powers. He has the Wakanda team ability. So here's the deal with White Wolf, right? He's from a neighboring country. His parents perished in a plane crash. And a couple in Wakanda found him on a riverbank. They were not able to have children of their own. The father thought that the gods were mocking them, so he wanted to drown the child. The mother thought that the gods were blessing them. She wanted to keep the child. But in order to do so, they had to go to the king, T'Chaka. And they had to ask him what they should do. T'Chaka did not give them the child, nor did he kill the child. He adopted the child himself. This was before the birth of T'Challa, so had an adopted son before he even had a birth son of his own in T'Challa. So as he was raised, he became a tool for Wakanda to go out into the rest of the world. He does not look like anybody else in Wakanda, and because of that, he was able to infiltrate and be a part of espionage for Wakanda. He was a member of the Hatutsuraze, and he saw a lot of the evil in the world as his father sent him on missions of espionage to infiltrate European governments or Western governments. He saw a lot. He is trained very, very well, but he was always a little bit jealous of T'Challa, because he thought T'Challa didn't deserve the throne. He thought T'Challa hadn't worked the way he had worked, hadn't earned the right to be king of Wakanda, to be a Panther himself. That drove Hunter a little bit bonkers. He was, for a very long time, kind of the Loki to Black Panther's Thor, if you would. That would be until Christopher Priest's run, which, unfortunately, Priest used him. I think it was Priest's run. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be misspeaking. But there was a time, it wasn't Priest. I'm sorry, I misspoke. There was a time when Black Panther actually took over the mantle of Daredevil and like the protector of Hell's Kitchen, basically, for a while. And when Black Panther first made that move, well, White Wolf showed up and became a bit of a serial killer. It was definitely a very hard right turn. Black Panther defeated him towards the end of that run, but because of that, he was kind of, at that point, relegated to a complete villain. He was reformed a little bit later and has been seen once again integrated back into Wakanda away, but always in the background. I loved the early White Wolf stuff. I loved voicing him in the cartoon because he was more of that kind of ally who was always needling, who was always pressing, who was always kind of against your main hero. He was adversarial at times, but was never like a stone cold killer until that moment in Hell's Kitchen. But that is White Wolf, that is Hunter, and because of his sordid past, I will be putting him on the villain side. I wish that he would not have become that, but I know a lot of you knew Black Panther had a sister. I didn't know if you knew that he also had an adopted brother. So there you go. Let's see. Miles Morales. Interesting choice to be a part of this set as well. Gives me hope for some other characters, though. Avengers, Champions, S.H.I.E.L.D., Spider-Man family, and celebrity keywords. Set number 34, and you see secret identity there, which means we will be getting Miles Morales in this set, I am pretty sure. Camouflage, invincibility is a trait. Stealth, opposing lines of fire can't be drawn to Spider-Man if he is occupying or adjacent to a non-debris terrain marker. Bioelectric Venom Blast, we've seen this in Clicks a lot, but let's see how this one plays out. Precision Strike, when Spider-Man hits, after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. So a little incapacitate there with it as well. Spidey senses tingling, combat reflexes, super senses. Have a little hypersonic speed there at the top of his dial, improved movement for elevated terrain and for characters. Comes in at 75 or 40, and for 75, packs a pretty strong punch. 12 attack, 7 movement with hypersonic, like I said. Outwit as well. If you look at the back of the card, you see Spider-Man, team ability, and you see all of the powers that he has. Now, Miles Morales popped into the end of the Black Panther run by Ta-Nehisi Coates as a part of like the Earthside force once the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda tried to invade Wakanda Prime. So here's where we'll get into the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda storyline just in a nutshell. Black Panther sends astronauts into space to find out where the source of vibranium really began, right? He's a scientist at heart. His birth mother was a scientist, and in her memory and homage to her, he wants to continue pushing forward. He sends these astronauts into space. They go through a temporal displacement portal, basically, end up 2,000 years in the past in a different galaxy that has 5 different very specific areas and planets within it. They start out building their galactic Wakandan city, basically. They then try to protect it in the Wakandan ways. But that protection of Wakanda to them becomes warped over 2,000 years of time, where defending themselves reactively is no longer what they want to do. They want to defend themselves proactively, which actually means conquering and subjugating other races. The Cronins are one of the races that they subjugate. If anybody knows Korg from the Thor movies, Taika Waititi voiced him in the movies, but in the comic books, Korg is a member of the Cronins. They subjugate them. They make them into slaves. They become everything that Wakanda never wanted to be in Wakanda Prime, everything that Wakanda is actually against, right? And there's some other races that they put under their heel. And eventually, throughout time, they start doing it to their own. They take their own people and make them work. They call them the Nameless. They take their names, their history away from them. They take all of their memories away from them, and they store them in a memory bank that they utilize to create new technology, to inform the rest of all their science, to keep pushing their empire forward. But the people that are in these slave pits now no longer know their name. They are just workers, mindless drones who have no idea where they came from. When they start to free themselves and they become a part of a rebellion that goes to overthrow the Intergalactic Empire, they start taking names again from their past. So you meet an M'Baku, who is not the original M'Baku. You meet an M'Baku who was a freed slave, who has now become a very strong individual. You meet a Nakia, who you come to find out was actually a Nakia from a royal family. She was named after the Nakia that we know. And then you find T'Challa. There's a bunch of that happens. That being said, the head of the Intergalactic Wakandan Empire is N'Jadaka. He's named after Killmonger, and he wants to continue to conquer. N'Jadaka, the 2,000-year in the future version of him, actually happens upon a bunch of Clintar, which are the symbiotes. There happens to be a colony of Clintar within their own area of the Intergalactic Wakanda Empire. He joins with a symbiote, and they together become one. N'Jadaka is very powerful because nobody else really joins with a symbiote the way that he does. Fast forward to the end of that whole storyline, N'Jadaka ends up coming to Wakanda Prime. His body is destroyed, but the symbiote wants so badly to find the actual Prime Killmonger that he does. Killmonger in our time, though, in our world, is dead. They do a resurrection. They pull Killmonger, the Killmonger that we know, back to life. The symbiote merges with him. So now you have our Killmonger merged with the symbiote. There is a crisis of conscience, of course, between them, but he leads the final attack on Earth. When that happens, you see Miles Morales, you see Monica Rambeau, you see so many other heroes in our world joining the fight on their side to help protect them towards the end of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. I think that may be why Miles is here, but I wanted to tell the story. The cool thing about this is M'Baku is one of the greatest warriors of the rebellion. And he is so strong. He is everything that you would want in this general fighting by your side for freedom. And he named himself after the original M'Baku, which we have here. There we go. Woo! Story time with Scotty P. Over. Okay, M'Baku. This is our M'Baku. This is from our time, I believe, from the Jabari lands in the northern side of Wakanda. You can see his keywords: Wakanda, brute, ruler, and warrior. Set number 38 comes in at 70 or 50 points. Out of the mountains, leadership, power. If no characters have been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that damaged a friendly character with the Wakanda keyword since your last turn. Place M'Baku such that he can make an attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. Boom. M'Baku's might, precision strike, and quake. 8 clicks long, charge, precision strike, quake, close combat expert down the whole dial. Wow. On the back you see Wakanda. How M'Baku is actually stealthy, I don't know. He's always been one to not actually hide, but because of the team ability, he now has stealth as well. M'Baku, a lot of people might want to put him on the villain side. I prefer M'Baku as a hero. I'm going to put him over here. That makes me wonder, are we going to get other versions of these characters? Are we going to get the other M'Baku? In that storyline, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this as I was telling you everything. Bast, N'Jadaka, the one on the outside here of this booster, he goes into the world of the Orisha, the Wakandan gods, of which Bast is part of that pantheon, and he kills her. He kills Bast. However, doesn't obliterate like her essence, and it escapes into his daughter, his actual daughter, right? This Intergalactic Empire named N'Jadaka, his daughter Zenzi, who is actually named after a villain that is in our time, she takes over the body of this little girl, Bast. So there's a little girl version of Bast who is not as powerful as she normally is, but she so very much wants revenge on her own father. That would be a really cool version of Bast to have in the set. I know we have Bast on the outside here, but might we get that little girl version of Bast? That would be really, really cool. She always has a little panther, like a little green, like, ethereal panther always walking behind her as she's, operating throughout the Intergalactic Empire. So, oh man, that would be so cool. Anyway, all right. Story time over. Let's move into the next booster. Oh man, I want to see some of those characters though. Oh, there is so much good stuff. And of course, T'Challa, how he gets embroiled in the whole thing is he goes in search of these astronauts. He leaves Wakanda once again, which is a big part of all of these runs of Black Panther, is his fight. He doesn't want to just be in Wakanda as a king. He wants to be out exploring. He wants to do all these things in the name of his mother, in the name of his father, in the name of his nation. He wants to be away. He's always constantly taken away, which is why you have people taking up the mantleship, whether it's Killmonger or Shuri or anyone else that has become, you know, the kind of figurehead of Wakanda while he leaves. But at one point he leaves to go search for the astronauts. He goes through the same time portal. He ends up in, you know, the current day Intergalactic Empire with his memories completely stripped from himself. So it's really a journey of him coming back to who he is and what he really is, and takes him back to Wakanda. And at the end of that journey, Wakanda completely reshapes how it runs its politics. It's no longer a king that they feel an absence of if he's no longer there. They become more of a democracy, a parliament, if you will. So anyway, long story short, way too late. Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. I would love to see some of those characters. Ooh, okay. Speaking of people who have come after the throne, we have another version of Killmonger here, I believe. Boom. This is like the older version. This is, you know, the version that you guys know that has, you know, challenged the throne of Wakanda. We have Colleen Wing. Okay. Starting to see a little bit of maybe a Marvel Knights theme in this thing. If we have here Heroes for Hire. I already said I think we're going to have a Power Man. Maybe we'll be seeing a Luke Cage. So, and then we have Nick Fury and Goose there, which is awesome. Ah, this character I have not seen in a very long time. Venom with 2 M's on the end, not to be confused with the Venom that we all know. Now, we have pulled a figure that's on the outside of the box. This is a Prime. This is Black Panther. This is 43B. We saw this in a card earlier in the unboxing series as well. We got the Prime version of it in our booster. And yes, it does have the heart-shaped herb. So very, very, very cool. All new figures, including a Prime that comes with its own physical equipment here. Okay, let's just get to it. Let's start with Colleen Wing. I did not expect to see her in this set at all. Like I said, maybe if there's a Marvel Knights sub-theme here, it starts to make a little more sense to me. We've got Avengers, Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights, Detective, Martial Artist, and Spy. We are at least getting paid, right? When Colleen Wing or another friendly character with the Heroes for Hire keyword KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal a friendly character 1 click. Seems like a little bit of a shared trait there. You've got 50-point line or a 25-point line. The 50-point line has some charge and some blades, claws, fangs. You can see Avengers and Defenders team abilities on her dial. If you turn it over, you can see the significant appearance there is Daughters of the Dragon, number 6 in 2006. So in the last unboxing video, I mentioned the crew. I mentioned Black Panther in Priest's run. Was really more of a Marvel Knights style street level character. He wasn't this big grand ruler. We weren't seeing a ton of Wakanda in the way that we see it now as a nation telling stories from within the country. We were seeing Black Panthers through the lens of New York, really, with just a couple Dora Milaje with him. So it was a much different kind of feeling run. That's where you get Casper Cole, the White Tiger. That's where you get these connections that Black Panther had with somebody like Daredevil or any of these other characters. So you see the world through our lens. You see Black Panther through our lens, kind of how he is on the streets of New York City and a lot of that run. So maybe that's why we're getting a little bit more of this Marvel Knights kind of sub-theme. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, wow, this is, I'm all over the place. I'm getting whiplash by like all of these surprises in this set. Very, very cool. Okay, another surprise for me, Nick Fury and Goose. Here we go. Nick Fury and Goose. He's got Avengers, Shield, Animal, Pass, Politician, Soldier, and Spy. Keyword, set number 21, comes in at 50 points. He's the Spy, Mastermind, Stealth. When Nick Fury and Goose start the game, generate a Goose bystander. Flurkin. I'm picking you up now is a special damage power. Choose an opposing character within range and line of fire. That character's combat values can't be positively modified until your next turn. Once per turn, when Nick Fury and Goose carry a friendly character named Goose, after resolutions, that Goose may make an attack. Oh, that's really cool, okay. So you can actually taxi him and then he gets to make an attack. Very, very cool. And that once per turn, when Nick Fury and Goose carry a friendly character named Goose, after resolutions, that Goose makes an attack. Very, very cool. So basically like a full dial charge. And if you look at the back of the card here, you'll see that Goose. Aren't you the cutest little thing? Flurry, plasticity, giant reach of 2 with Blades, Claws, Fangs, a 10 attack, and perplex. So Nick Fury and Goose get to pick Goose up, get to walk, if we go back to the front of the card. 6 or 7 is their move there, and then he gets to attack. That's crazy, especially if you get onto click 3 here. You're going a full 7 move, and then he is what? Flurrying, Blades, Claws, Fanging, and flurrying with a little bit of probability control on Nick Fury and Goose. Oof. Oh, that is nasty. So fun. Did not expect to see Nick Fury and Goose in this particular set. But you know what? I keep on saying that, so I'm not going to say it anymore. All right, Venom. Another character I did not expect, but I'm so happy to see. Venom, back in the day, was bullied and had acid poured on his face and became a bit of a hermit. He befriended snakes and became immune to their venom, but the rest of the world made fun of him. And he was saved from this solitary confinement he put himself in by Killmonger and used as Killmonger to attack Wakanda when he tried to overthrow Black Panther originally. You see set number 35. We take a look at his card. He's Hydra, Wakanda, Animal, Assassin, Mystical, and Scientist. Poison Expert. Poison, Safeguard Poison. When Venom uses poison, he deals penetrating damage. Yeah, that's what I like to see. I love penetrating poison. That is awesome. Snake Charmer. Mind control, but only to target bystanders and characters with the animal keyword. Power. Generate a Viper bystander, maximum of 3. If Venom damaged an opposing character this turn, this trait's power is activated as free instead. Okay, so if Venom damages an opposing character, even with, I think, his penetrating poison, you spawn a Viper. Turn it over on the back here. You see the Vipers themselves have plasticity, have poison, have super senses with a 17 defense. Wow. Okay, so told you a little bit about the story of Venom with 2 M's, mind you. Don McGuire, I think, wrote this storyline about Killmonger's first attempt to take over Wakanda. What he did with Venom was he wanted him to assassinate Black Panther. He wanted to get rid of the biggest chess piece without even having to do hand-to-hand combat at first. He sent him to the Vibranium Mound. Killmonger sent Venom to the Vibranium Mound, but he lost. He was beaten to submission. He was thrown into the prisons. There, he fell in love with Taku. Taku is the head communications officer of all of Wakanda, and he actually reformed. He became a good guy and a partner to Taku. So Venom at this point is now a hero within Wakanda, and I believe him and Taku are now married. Taku was another name that was used in the Rebel Alliance of the Intergalactic Wakandan Galaxy spanning story. The Chief Communications Officer of the Rebellion took on the name of Taku. So very, very cool to see Venom, who I did not expect. Because of the way that Venom looks here, I am going to put him onto the villain side just because, and he comes in the same booster with Killmonger. He came with a bad guy who used him for awful purposes. Here is Killmonger. Wakanda, Assassin, Ruler, Soldier, Spy, Warrior, keyword, set number 41. Prey. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about Prey. When Killmonger starts in the game, generate a Prey bystander. Passenger of 1, but only to carry Prey. Each one is for a kill. Precision Strike. When Killmonger or Prey KO an opposing character, give Killmonger a Scar token. Free. Remove a Scar token. to choose one of the following. The next time Killmonger attacks this turn, increase damage dealt to each hit target by +1. Or make an attack, but only to target characters that are 20 points or less. I believe that's what that says. Has some improved targeting there. Running shot, 3 lightning bolts. Crazy. 70 points or 35 points. On the back, a special damage power. And all this death just so I can kill you. Outwit. When Killmonger uses it, if he gained or removed a scar token this turn, he can choose 2 powers instead of 1 on the same character. Has the Wakanda team ability, so stealthy as can be, and you can see Prey there, his big cat. Charge of 8, 11 attack with Blades Cost Fangs, some close combat reflexes as well. Jungle action, number 6. This was that storyline that I was talking about. Very, very cool, before Black Panther got his own book. All right, here we go. That's Killmonger. The way that he first was kind of introduced as a usurper of the throne, we've come to see him much differently nowadays. He looks a lot different, and his attempts have become a lot more sophisticated. This one was very brute force, very much come into Wakanda, conquer it, take it from Black Panther. Very vicious version of Killmonger, but in a much different way than the modern day Killmonger that we know, who uses a lot more espionage, trickery to take something from you before you even know it has been taken. No, this one was loud and was in your face and was coming for everything that you love. Oh, I forgot to do the little bonus card that we had. This one, yes, very cool. This one, team highlight, the crew. So Luke Cage, Storm, both here. I mean, we all knew we were getting Storm anyway, but this is confirming that we're getting a different version of Storm as well. From the streets of Brooklyn to the halls of Wakanda, the crew will carry the day with their shared the crew trait. They get tougher the more of the crew you run, so get the crew together today. So which crew is it going to be? Not sure. War Machine, White Tiger, Storm, Misty Knight, Manifold, a lot of different characters had come in and out of the crew. They've shown up in Wakanda. They've been on the streets of New York together, so definitely a little bit more of that. And if Misty Knight is in the set, that's, of course, why we're getting Colleen Wing here. Of course, Heroes for Hire days. So very, very cool. Okay, Black Panther Prime. I love the colors on this sculpt. You can't quite see it at the base there. I'll try and get you a different angle of it. But the heart-shaped herbs are like glowing. They're like so bright and iridescent. It's very, very cool. Avengers, Defenders, Illuminati, Wakanda, Ruler, Scientist, and Warrior. Set number 43B. Empowered by the heart-shaped herb. Super senses. Leadership, but succeeds on a 4 to a 6. When Black Panther uses it and succeeds, add a Vibranium token to your sideline. Free. Remove any one Vibranium token from your sideline, and if you do, Black Panther reduces damage taken by 1 in addition to other effects until your next turn. Revived by the heart-shaped herb. Once per turn, when a friendly character with the Wakanda keyword or an adjacent friendly character would be KO'd, you may remove any one Vibranium token from your sideline. If you do so, you may instead turn that character to their last non-KO click, heal them 1 click. Protected Pulse Wave. Oh my gosh, so he's just bringing Wakandans back to life with these herbs. That is crazy. He also has a special movement power on the back. Enhanced Reflexes. Charge. Flurry. When Black Panther hits after the attack resolves, you may move him up to 2 squares. Black Panther may move between attacks during Flurry. So hit 1, bounce away, hit another opposing character in the midst of your flurrying. Very, very cool. Has the team player and Wakanda team abilities. This particular T'Challa is a beast. Before we move on, I want to show you the heart-shaped herb. You can't really see it, but to throw the card up there so you guys can see it. Effect. At the end of each player's turn, heal any characters friendly to that player occupying or adjacent to heart-shaped herb 1 click. So you can put this on the map, stand in it, and it is a little healing well. You can look back at the card as well. Pretty much the same information there for you, the same effect, the same statistics for this particular piece of equipment. Now we move on to our play at home kit. We have Shuri, we have Claw. Very, very cool. These two characters, it looks more like almost like a battle pack. It's pretty cool. But this Claw, the sculpt on him is so cool. You can tell he's so not a human any longer. And you can really see, and that's what I love about him in the books as well. The way artists render this guy, you can just really tell that he has no humanity left in him. He is so dangerous. He is so brutal. He is such a stone-cold killer. In here, we have a couple of maps. Let's see, Wakandan Battlefield Outdoor is one side, and the other side is the Little Mogadishu Outdoor. Very cool. Did not expect that to happen. I mean, I can open these guys up for you, but, you know, you're always going to get a better version of this online somewhere. But anyway, here you go. So you can see, whoa, look at all that hindering terrain up there. That is crazy. Yeah, Wakandan Battlefield Outdoor. I love it's blocking all on one side, hindering all on the other, and the other one is Little Mogadishu. Now, Little Mogadishu is actually a part of New York. That is actually where a lot of the initial crew storyline happens. That is where Casper Cole, the White Tiger, is based out of. That is where James Rhodes actually starts the crew for the very first time. That's actually his book. It's not a Black Panther book. The crew is based around James Rhodes because his sister is killed in Little Mogadishu. So he goes there and does battle with a crime syndicate called the 66 Bridges. That is all established in Priest's Black Panther run. If you want a more street level, grimy, gritty, dirty version of Black Panther, read Priest's run from the end of the 90s through the early 2000s, and it all kind of culminates in the crew. I think that's kind of the last step of his story. Like I said, we have Claw and we have Shuri. We have some terrain in here, some debris and some blocking. It looked like rocks or something. No elevated in this, no terrain like that in here. So let's take a look at these two figures' cards, though. We'll start with Claw. Very, very cool. Set number 103. Aim, Frightful Four, Masters of Evil, and Scientist, absorbed into rock. When Claw is KO'd, instead of removing him from the game, you may add him to your sideline as a Vibranium token. Ah, that's the tokens that we have. He is still scored. Protected, Pulse Wave. Oh, that's so cool. Released from my Vibranium prison. Sideline active. If Claw is a Vibranium token, when a friendly character's effect would remove him from the game, instead, after resolutions, you may generate him as a character adjacent to that character on click number 4. So he can turn into the Vibranium and then come back out of it. So cool. Masters of Evil. When adjacent friendly characters make a close attack, modify the target's defense by -1 if the target character is adjacent to this character. Very, very, very cool. Absorbed into rock, and then he can be released if you look at the front of his card again. That is such a cool game mechanic. I absolutely love that. Let's see what Shuri has to do with this now. Shuri, set number 102, is Wakanda martial artist, mystical ruler, scientist, and warrior. The mantle of the Black Panther. Trait, super senses, willpower. Once per turn, Black Panther may re-roll one of her single D6 rolls. Heart-shaped herb, stop, and regeneration that happens on click number 6. She's 65 points. You can look on the back there. She's got hypersonic. She's got charge, flurry, blades, claws, fangs, etc., etc. Very, very cool. The thing that I'm loving so much about this Claw is Black Panther, once again, I think in the Coates run, in the first half of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run, he's battling a bunch of different villains who are all joining together to try and get revenge on Wakanda, including the Fenris twins and a bunch of other villains. Claw is a part of that particular group that's trying to overthrow Wakanda early on, as well as some Wakandans from within as well, Tetu and Zenzi. Towards the end of that, how Black Panther defeats him is reverting him back into Reverbium, actually. Reverting him back into the rocks that he has been pulling all of his power from. So that is such a cool little element there. Really, really neat to see. All right, that is going to do it for day 3 of our Black Panther unboxing series. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. You see the Play at Home kit. You'll be able to purchase at your local gaming store as soon as the set releases. Once again on October the 30th, the day before Halloween. Do not have a date for the pre-release yet, but another way that you can get your hands on all of these figures early is to bid on this particular auction item over on Auxit. Join the HeroClix Cafe and you can bid to win everything that you've seen me unbox, all in support of the Huntington's Disease Society of America. I have to say thank you so much to WizKids for sending me all this stuff and allowing me to share all of this cool stuff with you guys. I have to say thank you to you, the community, for watching these for over a decade now. I've been doing this for 12 years. I started doing these unboxing series back in like 2011. It's actually, 15 years now? 13 years? It's crazy. I can't do math. My brain is fried. 13 years. 13 years of me doing this. A baker's dozen years. So thank you to WizKids. Thank you to you guys for watching. Thank you to HyperRPG for allowing me to come back home and work in this incredible studio. I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 4 of our unboxing series. We'll do a play-at-home kit. We'll do 2 more boosters. I can't wait to see what is next. But until we do, may all your rolls be critical hits.